Om. योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञाभक्तिविनीतयः विहिक्तिश्चापि व्रता नित्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ आप्यायन्तु माङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म औपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्यां मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मन्यरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। यश्चित्तेन्द्रियमारुतेरणकरः नेत्रस्य नेत्रं च तं श्रोत्रश्रोत्रमिमं हृदोऽपि हृदयं वाचश्च वाचं परं प्राणप्राणमिहाधिगत्य कुशलाः आत्मानमस्तैषणाः त्यक्त्वेमां तनुमाप्नुवन्ति परमं विष्णोः पदं शाश्वतम्। चक्षुर्नाञ्छति यत्र वागपि मनः ज्ञाताद्यदन्यत्तथा ज्ञाताद्यन्न गिरोदितं समुदिता वाणी च येन स्वयं बुद्ध्या यन्नमतं च येन तु मता बुद्धिश्रवश्चक्षुषी यज्जानाति न यद्यतो नितिमरुत् तद्ब्रह्मणोपासितम्। वेदाहं बृहदित्यवैति मनसा यो वेददभ्रं स तत् नो वेदास्मि न वेदनेति मनुते यो वेद सम्यक् स तत्। विज्ञातं त्वविजानतां बृहत् विज्ञातं त्वविजानतां बृहदविज्ञातं पुनर्जानतां। रिपीट अगेन। विज्ञातं त्वविजानतां बृहदविज्ञातं पुनर्जानतां ज्ञातं मे प्रतिबोध मे तदिति तत् मत्वामृतं विन्दते। So this shloka, as I was mentioning in the previous class, is a summary of 4 mantras. So what I am going to do now is to take you through the shloka carefully. It's a bit difficult to get the anvaya in this shloka because you find the words repeating again and again, Veda, Veda, and so on and so forth. If you look at the first quarter of this verse, so you find Vedaham brihadityavaiti manasa yo vedadabhram satat. So this is complete in itself. What does it mean? First you have to, this brihat, as I was mentioning, refers to Brahman. The word Brihat here refers to Brahman. Brihat is something which is too huge. Huge here is to be understood as unlimited. Okay. So aparichinnam. So that is what is to be understood. Huge, really huge. Aparichinnam. So aparichinnam deshataha kalataha vastutascha. Okay. So that is how you understand this word Brihat to mean Brahman. In fact, it can be derived even using Vyakarana Prakriya, Brahma. Now, what it says is, first is you have to take the word Yaha. Yaha means the sadhaka. So, the one, Yaha manasa aham brahmeti veda. So, that is how you have to understand. The one who is able to understand Aham Brahma as the import of, okay, as the import of all these mantras which have been discussed so far. Okay, Yaha Manasa Aham Brihat Veda Iti Avaiti. Avaiti means Janati. So the one who understands this to be so. Okay, so the one who understands this Brahman to be known by me. Yo manasa aham brihad veda iti avaiti. Then it says saha, that fellow. Saha tat dabharam veda. He only knows that very little. Alpam Veda. Dabhram means Alpa. Okay. Dabhram is a word which is used even in literature, rarely employed. So Dabhram means Alpa. One very special usage that you find to refer to Alpam in another Upanishad is Aram. See, in fact, in Taittiriya we have Udaramantaram Kurute. Okay. So Udaram means Alpamapi. That is how you have to understand. Okay. So Udaram, that is how Bhagavad Pada has commented it. Udaramantaram Kurute. So Aram is not actually referring to Alpam in other contexts. So it is a usage found in Upanishad. So here we find the usage Dabhram. So Dabhram Veda. Let me give you a very interesting, this is complete by itself now. So till now, so the one, this is basically covering the content of the first mantra. Now this Dabhram, I was trying to find out whether we have other usages in the literature. Then I came across a very interesting verse which will be very instructive to know. So I am going to share that with you now. This is found in a very interesting verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is actually used by Indra. That Indra declares his own buddhi as Dabhra Buddhi. Indra declares his buddhi as Dabhra Buddhi. What made him declare so? After all, he is Swargaloka Adhipati. Okay. So what made him declare? So this is a very instructive episode which we find in Bhagavata. So I will read a few verses there to give you the context. This occurs in the 6th skandha and the 7th adhyaya of Srimad Bhagavatam. Almost at the beginning. So he says, once, so Indra was thoroughly enjoying. Okay. So after all, he is king, he can enjoy whatever he wants. So all that is described in about 5-6 verses. The pleasures that he was able to enjoy, the power he was able to enjoy, all that. Having said that, So it says that he was seated in assembly one day, and then enters Brihaspati. So Brihaspati is Guru. So he enters. As Brihaspati enters, so this fellow Indra was somehow so absorbed in the various other things, and he also noted, but his mind was floating in a different level, okay, because of the power and luxury that he was enjoying. So then this verse goes like this: Sayada Paramacharyam Devanam Atmanascha. This Paramacharya here refers to the Brihaspati. Devanam Atmanascha. See, he may be Guru for other people. So he says he was Guru for me also. Sayada Paramacharyam Devanam Atmanascha. Nabhyanandata sampraptam pratyutthanaasanadibhihi. So it says, Na abhyanandata sampraptam. Sampraptam means he has just arrived. So he did not treat his arrival with due respect. How does one show the respect? Pratyutthana asanadibhihi. Pratyutthanam means quickly jumping up from where you are sitting. And then you have to provide some asana for a respected person. Pratyutthana asana. Today we also follow, no? So suppose the president comes into the assembly, correct, everybody rises up, right? So similarly, he is just saying Pratyutthana asana dibhihi. This fellow did not do. Vachaspatim munivaram surasura namaskritam Nochachalasanat indraha pashyannapi sabhagatam. So he was engaging in some discussion, he did not notice that was not the case. So that is what is being stated. Okay. Pashyannapi sabhagatam means he noted. Okay. Pashyannapi sabhagatam. Then he says tato nirgatya sahasa kavirangirasah prabhu Ayayau svagraham tushnim vidvan Srimadavikriyam. Srimadavikriyam. You have not see Srimadavikriyam. So you can split as Srimadavikriyam, but that is not the way it has to be split. So even when you read Srimadavikriyam, see, these are pitfalls which one may undergo. See, what does he say? Tato nirgatya. So Brihaspati saw that, so this fellow has to be taught a lesson. So he just returned. Tato nirgatya sahasa. Sahasa means quickly he returned back. And he is described as Angirasah Prabhu. See, those who are belonging to this Bharadwaja Gotra, so if you know Pravara, so it goes like this. See, Angirasa, Bharaspatya, Bharadwaja. So Angirasa is the description of Brihaspati that you find. Okay. So tato nirgatya sahasa kavirangirasah prabhu ayayau svagraham tushnim vidvan. This word is Srimada Vikriyam. What does it mean? Srimada Vikriyam. See, Shriya Jato Yaha Madaha. Understand? Madaha is the arrogance. So the arrogance which has been born, okay, out of Shri. So this wealth. Shri Mada Tena Jata Yam Vikriya. Vikriya means Viruddha Kriya. Understand? So this behavior of Indra, this unacceptable behavior, that is what is Vikriya here. So this unacceptable behavior on the part of Indra, which is born out of the arrogance of wealth that he is enjoying now. Srimada Vikriyam. So this was noticed by Indra. Suddenly something struck him. So there he says, Tarhyeva Pratibuddhendraha Guru Helanamatmanaha. So he realized that the Guru has felt insulted. Garhayamasa sadasihi swayam atmanam. So he cursed himself. Okay, and he cursed himself. Swayam atmanam atmana garhayamasa. Nobody else said anything. After all, he is king. So he realized the mistake, and so now comes the verse where you find the word dabra. Aho bata maya sadhu. Repeat. Aho bata maya sadhu. Aho bata maya sadhu. Kritam vai dabra buddhina. Kritam vai dabra buddhina. Kritam vai dabra buddhina. Yanmayaishwaryamattena. 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 Gurusadasi kakritaha. Gurusadasi kakritaha. Gurusadasi kakritaha. Kakritaha. So this is two interesting words here. Dabra buddhina katkritaha. So what does Indra feel? Aho bata maya sadhu kritam vai dabra buddhina. He says, Aho asadhu. Asadhu here refers to the action which was done. It is an adjective. Okay. Aho bata. Bata is an exclamation. Aho asadhu maya kritam. What a great blemish which has been done by me. Okay. Kritam vai dabra buddhina. Alpa buddhi. There is a phrase in Tamil. I have heard this. This phrase goes like this. So Alpanuku Bosh vanda Ardharathirila poda pidichupan aathu ulla. This is what they say. This essentially means this. See, this fellow was too poor a Brahmin. Okay, he did not have even money to get an umbrella for him. Okay. So once he got some money and he was able to get some umbrella. So he was just using this umbrella in his own home, at his house, just to show that I have something. Okay. So this is the phrase essentially. Alpana means that fellow thinking is like that. So this fellow Indra, he declares his own buddhi as Alpa buddhi. Why? This is again because of the wealth and power that he was enjoying. So that is how it goes like Dabra buddhina. He elaborates, you see. Yanmaya aishwarya mattena. So aishwarya mattena. Guru sadasi katkritaha. Katkritaha means, so dhikkritaha. Understand? So tiraskritaha, dhikkritaha. He was ignored, he was disrespected. Guru sadasi katkritaha. This is a very special usage. This katkritaha you may not find. In fact, I checked with scholars whether they could find any use anywhere with kat. So dhikkritaha, nyakritaha, tiraskritaha, etc. you may find in various places. But katkritaha, so as far as I could gather from one or two, they have not seen. But my feeling is, so this is just essentially like, there is one interesting sutra which has been given by Panini. This should be considered as an anukarana shabda. It is not to be considered as a prefix avya, etc. So nyak, etc. Dhik, nyak you may find, but here this has not been listed also. So this anukarana shabda means something which one may use chit, okay, to just use the word. So this is a anukarana. So this katkritaha is something like that. So in different cultures we have different noises made, okay, to convey something. So here there is an interesting example which is given. See, anukaranam chaniti param. Tell sutra. Anukaranam chaniti param. Anukaranam chaniti param. So this is a sutra which occurs in the first adhyaya itself. There this Kashika says iti parehe yasmat. So aniti param, iti param he first explains, and the example that is given is khat kritya, khat kritam. Okay, khat kritam. Why does he use the word aniti param? Suppose you say chi iti saha abravit, you can always say. Understand? So this is anukaranam will be very clear once you use the word iti. So once you say iti, so that anukaranam will become very clear. But even anukarana shabdas, aniti param. So that is why the sutra says aniti param. So khad iti kritva. Another example he gives. Okay, aniti param iti kim. Why is it stated aniti param? So he says khad iti kritva nirashtivat. This is something which you will see today in many places. Our own experience we can relate. That is the example which he has used. Khad iti kritva nirashtivat, he says. Nirashtivat means stiv, nirasane. It is a dhatu, dvadi. Okay? So shtivat, shtivati, shtivataha, shtivanti, like bhavati, bhavataha, bhavanti. Shtivati means essentially spits. That's what that's, even when you use the word, it sounds like that. Shtivati, shtivataha, shtivanti. So like abhavat, you will have ashtivat. Nihi ashtivat, nirashtivat. And when we want to spit something, we'll say something, right? So that is what khad iti kritva nirashtivat. Okay? So that is how we can understand that. So anyway, so this kakritaha. So just one more verse is interesting because we have to learn. See, today we don't know. So see, once I remember, only in some places people teach that when somebody comes, when elderly people come, so you have to come and show respect, etc. So nowadays it is all gone. See, when we were children, so we will be invited, Mandirga par namaskaram pannu, you will just say, so do namaskara, etc. See, even once I remember, Sneha was saying, Ganesh, so do namaskara. So it is very rare nowadays it has become. So and this has also become fashionable for people to say no formalities, nothing. Anyway, so here in IIT there are some people, some faculty members. So they have started a new line of thinking. See, they tell their own students, you call me by name. Okay? You call me by name. And even I remember this has to do with American culture, I believe. Why I am saying is because one professor, he came from America. He would be 10-15 years older than me. And when I met him, so he was just saying, so I said, sir, whatever, he just addressed him. So he was saying, no, you should not say sir, you should call me by name. So then I realized, so it is perhaps the culture. Anyway, so that doesn't matter. So here, so he said, so for the last verse is very important. Ko gridhyet pandito lakshmi. The next verse goes like this. Ko gridhyet, repeat. Ko gridhyet pandito lakshmi. Ko gridhyet gridhyet pandito lakshmi. Ko gridhyet pandito lakshmi. Trivishtapapaterapi. 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 Yayaham asuram bhavam. Yayaham asuram bhavam. Yayaham asuram bhavam. Nitodya vibudheshvaraha. Nitodya vibudheshvaraha. Nitodya vibudheshvaraha. This is a very important psychology that he is trying to present to us. He says, Ko gridhyet. So he quickly, after all, he is a very bright person. So he quickly realized, what made me do this? So he curses himself, saying, Ko gridhyet. Gridhyet means who would seek for. Ma gridha kasyas vidhanam. Okay. So here, ko gridhyet panditaha Lakshmi. It is the Lakshmi which has deceived me. Okay. Therefore, he says, ko gridhyet pandito Lakshmi. What kind of Lakshmi? Trivishtapa paterapi. Vishtapa means loka. Trivishtapa patehi. So even if it were a prosperity which is to enjoy the pleasures of all the three worlds, who would wish to like? Who, if he is a Pandita, who would like to? Why? He says, Yaham asuram bhavam. Because of which this asura bhava has grabbed me. Okay. Nitodya asuram bhavam nitaha. So this asura bhava has just come and grabbed me. So even if it is temporarily, he says, Yaham asuram bhavam nihitodya vibudheshwaraha. And vibudheshwaraha. Vibudheshwaraha means Devanam Adhipati. So vibudheshwaraha. Vibudhaha means Deva. Devaha. So Vibudheshwara's son, so even I was actually deceived by this. Okay. So this is a very important thing. So message was there. So I thought, so when I traced this verse, I thought I will share this episode. It is an important thing to learn. Anyway, now let us come back to this. So this Dabhra you say, I was trying to say that we find a very interesting instance. So there are a couple of instances in Kavyas also, but this has an important message also. So I thought I share this. Okay. So the first quarter is over. Now we move to the second quarter. The second quarter of the verse basically captures the second mantra. The second mantra is, what is that? This student. Dabhramevapi nunam tam vedsa brahmano rupam yadasyatvam yadasya deveshu athanumimamsyamevate manye viditam. This is Guru Vachana. Then the student thinks over and then he comes up with the answer. He says, Nahamanye suvedeti nona vedeti vedacha yonastadveda tadveda nona vedeti vedacha. This is how the mantra goes. Nahamanye suvedeti. So Nahamanye suvedeti. Here aha is to be taken as aham. Nahamanye suvedeti. Aham suveda iti namanye. Okay. Nahamanye suvedeti. What does the next quarter say? Nona vedeti vedacha. Naveda ityapi naveda. Okay. So I don't think that this is something which is well known to me. I neither think that it is unknown to me. Naham manye suvedeti no navedeti vedacha. So this is the first half of the mantra. Then it says Yonastadveda tadveda no navedeti vedacha. The second quarter and the fourth quarter are one and the same. Acharya in his commentary actually brings in very beautifully why this has been repeated, etc. Now this second quarter in the text we need to understand. In the sloka it's also a bit difficult to do the anvaya here. So I will explain. So let us follow this second quarter of the verse. So here you have to take it as no vedasmi na vedaneti manute yo veda samyak satat. It's a bit difficult. See, what we have to understand is, here he says no veda asmi. So then we have yaha later. So that yaha, once again you have to bring in yaha veda. Okay. No Veda. There you pick up the word Veda. So Yaha Veda. What does he Veda? So that you have to bring in from the first quarter of the verse. In the first quarter we have Aham Brihat. Okay. Aham Brihat iti Yaha Veda. Okay. So this is how you have to understand. Aham Brihat Asmi. Asmi is here. So we have to understand Aham Brahmasmi was the import. You remember? So when we discussed the mantras in the previous section, so this all amounted to conveying the message Aham Brahmasmi. So that is what he is trying to say. Yaha Aham Brihat Asmi iti Veda. Understand? So iti is available here. Yaha Aham Brihat Asmi iti Veda. Okay. So then that fellow, so that person who understands, so then you should understand this as, see, Saha Veda iti namanute, Naveda iti cha namanute. Okay. So that is how we have to understand. So then we have, the rest of the words are all here, there is no need to supply. See, Veda, Veda, iti Naveda. Understand? It's clear, right? Veda, iti Naveda. Then, Naveda, ityapi Naveda. So, Naveda, ityapi Naveda. Then he further says, Saha tat samyak Veda. Over. Okay. So the one who understands that Ayamatma Brahma, and he also does not think that he has understood Brahman, so that is in quotes, Brahma maya viditam iti na Veda, na manute. The one who does not believe, that's all. Na manute. Then he also adds Naveda ityapi Naveda, Naveda ityapi Naveda, Saha tat samyak Veda. This is how you have to get the Anvaya for the second half, because he is trying to put it very shortly in one quarter, that entire mantra. Now if you go to that mantra itself in the Upanishad, so it has a very, very interesting commentary which is very simple and straightforward, which you will be able to very easily appreciate. So I will just read it. There is no need for much explanation here. I will just read the Bhagavad Pada's Bhashya here. Here he says, Katham iti shrunu. And before that, so we have this very interesting avatarika which is given by Bhagavad Pada for this mantra. So here what does he say? He basically says, this fellow, what does he do? Tarkataha atmano vedyam brahma na bhavati. So here we have this, what is it? Yathoktam acharyena agamam arthato vicharya tarkatascha nirdharya. Before making this statement, so whatever was stated by the teacher was clearly understood by him. So he also applied his own logic, rationale in order to digest what was given. Tarkatascha nirdharya. Then he says, Swanubhavam krutva. This is again a very important aspect. That is why we have, even this verse, no? Where is it? This Mangalapadya of Nidhi Shatakam, I think. We have this. Swanubhutyekamānāya namashyantāya tejase. See, Dikkaladhyanavacchinnānanta chinmatramurtaye. Swanubhutyekamānāya namashyantāya tejase. So, Dikkaladhyanavacchinnānanta chinmatramurtaye. So, that is how the one who does not have any kind of paricheda, Swanubhutyekamānāya. That is the only ultimate pramana. Swanubhutyekamānāya. So that is what he is trying to convey here by saying Svanubhavam krutva. Comes to the Acharya. Acharya sakasham upagamya uvacha. So this is the verse now. Nahamanye suvedeti. Now in this verse he says kathamiti na aham manye suvedeti naivaham manye suveda brahmeti. Very simple. Naiva tarihi viditam tvaya. If you say na suveda, then you have not understood. Naiva tarihi viditam tvaya. Brahma ityukte aha no na vedeti vedacha. Aham na veda ityapi na veda. No is same as na. Okay? No na vedeti vedacha. Veda cheti cha shabdat na vedacha iti. So now he is asking, nanu vipratishiddham nahamanye suvedeti no na vedeti vedacha iti. Either you should say I know or you should say I don't know. So you are saying, negating both. I neither say no, nor do I say I don't know. Yadi na manyase suvedeti, kasam manyase vedacheti. Atha manyase vedaiveti, katham na manyase suvedeti. Okay? So tell me clearly whether you understood or not. Ekam vastu, he further says, Ekam vastu, yena jnayate, tenaiva tadeva vastu, na subijnayate iti vipratishiddham. If you know, suppose Aradhana says, I know the Yadukula Kambodhi. Okay? So if she says, then do you know Yadukula Kambodhi? So I say, either she should say, no, I don't know, or she should say, I know. So I know, but I don't know. So this is not going to work. Okay? So this is what the question is. See, ekam vastu yena jnayate tenaiva tadeva vastu nasu vijnayate iti vipratishiddham. Where can it be? So that is where he gives the punch. Samshaya viparyayau varjayitva. Okay? Samshaya viparyayau varjayitva. There are two cases in which you can say. Samshaya viparyayau. So something was stated, I have some doubts. So there you can neither say I understood nor you can say I know. So there is a possibility. But that is not the case here with respect to Brahman because it is the self. Samshaya viparyayo varjayitva aham asminava. No samshaya. Aham nasmi. No viparya. So that is not possible with reference to this entity. And therefore this seems to be something which is very unusual. So that is what he is trying to say. Samshaya viparyayo varjayitva naja brahma samshayitena jneyam viparitena veti niyantum shakyam. So it just goes on, he explains. And we can even skip one or two sentences. And then there is one interesting phrase which I wanted to bring to your attention. He says, Ityacharyokta agava sampradaya balat upapatyanubhava balacha. The student, since he had contemplated deeply on that, he had a deep conviction in what he is going to convey. Therefore, Acharya says, Anubhava balacha jagarja. Jagarja means he loudly proclaimed. Understand? Garjanam. Jagarjacha brahma vidyayam dridhanishchayatam darshayan atmanah. Atmanah. Katham jagarja kathamiti uchyate. What does he say? Yaha yah kaschit naha asmakam sabrahmacharinam madhye tat maduktam vachanam tattvato veda saha tad brahma veda. What is the proclamation? So naha here means yo nastadveda tadveda. Naha means among the various ishyas. So he had this confidence to say, so the one who has understood the statement which I was making, okay, it is only that fellow who has understood. Okay, so this is what he is trying to say. See, yaha kaschid naha asmakam sabrahmacharinam madhye tat means maduktam. Maduktam means nahamanye suvedeti no navedeti vedacha. Okay? Maduktam vachanam tattvato veda saha tat brahma veda kim punastad vachanam no navedeti vedacha. See, that is the vachanam. Okay? No navedeti vedacha. So then he goes on. So this is sufficient now. The point here is something which we discussed at great length with all the earlier mantras. So Brahma is an entity which cannot become an object of knowledge for you. Only that which becomes an object of knowledge for you, you can declare it by the statement Aham Veda. Okay? So because he is, in fact, here some interesting explanation is given by even Ramaraya here in his commentary. So it cannot be stated as I do not know. It can neither be stated as I know in the sense that it becomes an object of cognition for me, because it is essentially the subject. So therefore he is saying Aham Brahmasmi when you say. So are you the subject or the object? So therefore, so here he is trying to say this is the only way it has to be stated. Okay, Suvedeti vaktum na shakyate, na vedetyapi vaktum na shakyate, yaha evam veda atmana swarupam saha samyak veda. So this is what he was trying to conclude. So then we have the statement, the third quarter of this verse actually goes to the next mantra. So he has captured each mantra in one quarter. The third quarter goes like this. Vijñātam tvavijānatam brihada vijñātam punarjānatam. So what does this say? Avijānatam tu vijñātam punaha jānatam tu avijñātam. Okay? Now actually in his commentary Bhagavad Pada says this third mantra is essentially not a samvada between Guru and Shishya. The Shruti basically paraphrases what was discussed before. Okay, that is how he brings in this mantra. See, let me just read the mantra and its commentary at the beginning. See, so the third mantra goes like this: Yasya matam tasya matam, matam yasya na vedasaha, avijñātam vijānatam, vijñātam avijānatam. He has basically lifted that, the second half of the mantra. Yasya matam tasya matam, matam yasya na vedasaha, avijñātam vijānatam, vijñātam avijānatam. Okay? So this avijñātam vijānatam, vijñātam avijānatam you find essentially appearing here. Okay? The only thing that has been added is brihat and punaha. The rest is all. See, so two. So this is all. But the rest is just fitted into the meter of the verse nicely. See, vijñātam tvavijānatam brihadavijñātam punarjānatam. Okay, so this is how it is stated. Now let me take you through the Bhashya here. So Bhashya, which has been written by Ramaraya itself, because there are one or two interesting things and particularly one or two important corrections that you have to make. So otherwise it will be terribly confusing. Today as I was looking into this, I was just confused. There is one typo which really confuses. I will come to that. Let us see. So what does he say? Vyakhya. Na kevalam yad upasitam tad brahma na bhavati tyeva kintu yad viditam tadapi brahma na bhavati tyaha. See. So this is something which was discussed at great length. It is not that whatever becomes upasana vishaya, that is not Brahman. So even that it is known is not Brahman. Okay, so that is what he is trying to say. Yaha manasa aham brihat brahma veda vedmi iti avaiti manyate. Avaiti means manyate. Saha tat brahma dabhram alpameva veda. That fellow knows only little. He has not completely understood. Then he says, Yaf punaha asmi aham brahma. Asmi means, so that you have to do the adhyahara from the previous quarter. Aham brahma asmi iti veda. Okay. Aham asmi iti veda. Then, see, veda iti no manute. Okay. So he does not say that I know. Veda iti na manute. This manute should also be in bold because we have that word there. Naveda ityapi na manute. Okay. Saha tat samyak veda. This was well explained by us now. So then, what is the import? He says, Aham brahma vedeti yo manyate saha na brahmavit. Aham Veda Brahma. See? So it is like saying Aham Aradhanam Veda. I know her means. She is different from me. Therefore I can say Veda. She is an object of knowledge for me. I can say. But here this is not possible. Aham Brahmeti Yo Manyate Nasa Brahmavit. Why? Ajneyatvat Brahmanaha. Ajneyatvat means Jnana Vishayo Nabhavati. Okay. Ajneyatvat brahmanaha yastu aham brahmetyeva veda. On the other hand, ahameva brahma iti yo veda. See, natvaham brahma janamiti na janamiti va manyate saha vidvan brahmavit. So this was explained by us just now. Then he gives the reason. Jnatuhu brahmavidaha eva brahmatvat iti bhavaha. So brahmavidaha jnatureva brahmatvat. We have to understand. So the same entity cannot become the subject and object. Okay. So therefore jnatuhu brahmavidaha eva brahmatvat iti bhavaha. Now, the word Brihat is, so he is coming to the third quarter. Brihat Brahma Avijanatam tu Vijnatam Janatam punaha Avijnatam. Understand? So what does he say? Brihat, this Brahma, Avijanatam tu Vijnatam. So Avijanatam Vijnatam means those who do not comprehend it as the object of my knowledge, they comprehend it. Okay? So that is what it is. Brahma avijanatam tu vijnatam janatam punaha avijnatam. Those who conceive it as an object of my knowledge, they have not comprehended. So this is what it is stated. Now comes the commentary. So this is the blender also. So now you see, avijanantaha samyak darishinaha, the bottom. So here is where a problem is. So avijanantaha, there should be an avagraha there. Avijananto samyak darishinaha. Okay. Avijanantaha means asamyak darishinaha. Asamyak darishinaha means those who have not understood. Okay. So samyak darishi means the one who has understood. Asamyak darishi means those who have not understood this Atman. So it should be asamyak darishinaha. I will give you very simple proof for you to convince. If you look at the second sentence from that, samyak darishinastu, he is just saying, when will you have this tu? So only if you have discussed the asamyak darishi case, then if you move on, you will see in the case of Samyak Darshi. So having said that, let us understand what is being stated here. So this word avijanatam, avijanantaha means asamyak darshinaha. Having said that, he says tesham shashti avijanatam. So what do they say? Vijñātam asmābhihi brahmeti matihi bhavati. So avijanatam kidrishi matihi bhavati. So they think that Brahman is like any football or any other thing which has been like mango, which has been cognized by him. So that is not the case. See, tesham means asamyak darshinam vijñātam asmābhihi brahmeti matihi bhavati iti krutva. Therefore, it is stated vijñātam avijanatam. Okay, so this is how you have to understand. Krutva vijñātam avijanatam ityuktam. Vijñātam avijanatam means, so avijanatam asamyak darshinam vijñātam iti buddhihi bhavati. Okay, that it has become an object of my cognition. This kind of a thinking may be there like any other object, but it is not the case. So now he says samyak darshinastu. See there in the second line also, the second line of the commentary, the danda should be removed. Okay, I don't know whether you pointed out. So the second danda that appears in the line, yaf punaha asmi aham brahma veda iti no manute na veda, there you can put at most comma. You cannot put, because the sentence is not complete. Okay, but danda should be removed there. Okay. Now let us come to last but one line. Samyak darshinastu brahmanyaropita samyak darshinastu brahmanyaropita buddhyadyupadhaya eva asmabhihi nyayante natu brahmeti manyante iti krutva janatam avijñātam ityuktam. See here, so the point is vijñātam avijanatam. Okay, avijanatam vijñātam, that is over. Now we should consider the case vijñātam. So janatam avijñātam, correct? Janatam avijñātam. So here janatam means samyak darshinaha. Okay, so avijanantaha samyak darshinaha, janantaha samyak darshinaha. So samyak darshinastu brahmanyaropita. See, buddhyadyupadhaya eva asmabhihi jnayante natu brahmeti manyante iti krutva. What we have to understand is, any object of cognition, okay, any object of cognition is known only through the upadhi in the form of buddhi. Okay, so buddhyadyupadhaya eva asmabhihi jnayante. So buddhyadyupadhibhihi eva asmabhihi jnayante. So there is a certain upadhi, not mere chinmatra. When we are in the sushupti avastha without buddhyupadhi, there is no question of any cognition. Okay, so this vijnanam, whenever you say any object for that matter, buddhyadyupadhi madhayaiva. So even when the Shastra tries to present this Brahman, I think we will consider this discussion in the next class. So there are certain technical terms that are being employed in order to explain this concept. The Shastra is the means of knowledge. So how do you understand this without this? And when you say that, when you refer to this as known, finished. So how do you reconcile this position? So here the point is we resort to what is known as Lakshana. I will explain that in the next class. So here all that I want to say is, so those people who have clearly understood Aham Brahmasmi, Maya Naviditam Brahma, Nacha Aviditam. So in this case, what happens is, so you are not trying to impose upon Brahman the objectification. Okay, so that is why it is stated. So Vijanatantu Aviditam. Janatantu Avijnatam. Avijnatam means Buddhya na Vishayi Kritam. That is all. So Avijnatam means Buddhya na Vishayi Kritam. So that is what he was even trying to say. So Brahmavidaha Jnatuhu Brahmavidaha Eva Brahmatvat. Brahmavidaha Eva. So it is the subject and not the object. So therefore he is saying the Brahmanyaropika Buddhyadyupadhaya Eva Asmabhihi Jnayante Natu Brahmeti Manyante. So iti kritva janatam avijnatam ityuktam. Now he is giving a nice example. So this example will be much more facilitating us in comprehending. Loketu, he just comes to an example. Loketu shuktyadi tattvam vijanatam. You understand? So why is he bringing this example? This example is brought just to explain the concept of something which is aropita. Okay? So something which is aropita. Now, shuktyadi tattvam vijanatam the adhyastha rupadikam. Okay? Adhyastha rupadikam avijnatam bhavati. So what does it mean? The one who knows that it is only Shukti. Okay? Tattvam vijanatam. Loke Shuktyadi tattvam vijanatam. Adhyastha rupyadikam avijnatam bhavati. So he is explaining. So vijanatam avijnatam. Okay? So avijanatam vijnatam. Vijanatam avijnatam. So if you know, it is like this, very simple. Now I will tell you. See, I have got a much better example. Why this should be? See, so this is my own experience. Now I am able to recall. So once I went to somebody's place. It should be some 35 years back or so. So my father said, so go and give this letter to him. So I went in a bicycle and then I went to his house. So there was a gate. And there is another gate. Okay, so this was an independent house. This front gate I was standing and I was little scared to open the gate. It was not locked. Why? Because in the other gate there was a dog sitting. Okay, this dog was sitting there. So how do I open? So I am just waiting there. So incidentally some fellow came in the house and then he saw me and opened the gate. Now I had the notion that it is real dog. Almost identical size. Okay, they had placed it in front of the door. But it is not a dog. So when I went there, I was just like that as it is. No, this is the same dog with the same color. So everything, it's a plastic dog which was placed there, that's all. Now, avijanatam, see, so this is the problem now. So for that is, I had an adhyaropa on that. Whereas that fellow does not have an adhyaropa. Understand? That is essentially what is being stated here. So this avijnatam vijanatam, vijnatam avijanatam. So he is saying, loke Shuktyadi tattvam vijanatam. See, adhyastha rupyadikam. So adhyastha shva there. Maya. So that bimbe adhyastha shva. See, avijñātam bhavati. Okay, so ajānatam eva tu adhyastam vijñātam bhavati. The latter part is applicable to me. Ajānatam, not knowing that it is a plastic dog, so I can see Shwa there. Understand? So ajānatam eva adhyastam vijñātam bhavati iti prasiddham. Okay, so this is what it is. So this so vijanatam avijanatam is trying to explain this. So the idea here is basically, so we have done, so essentially the point here is, those who have very clearly understood this tattva here, essentially Brahmajnanis like Sadashiva Brahmendra, etc. So for them, everything is Brahman. This Aham Brahmasmi, this jnana has dawned upon them, and they could see everything as Brahman. Okay. So like me seeing a real dog in a plastic dog. Okay. So we see various other things here. So that is all essentially. So this nama and rupa is something which is superimposed upon everything. Okay. So this nama rupa is adhyastha. So this is what he is trying to say. So nama rupa is adhyastha. Once you remove this nama rupa, this sarvam brahmamaya. So this is what it is being conveyed through this. Okay. So avijñātam vijānatam, vijñātam avijānatam. So we will continue further in the next class. Om sarve sukhina santu, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om